Oh, I'll tell you what. The male gallery owners, there were earlier like the Kumars and the Mahendra Jains, the Bhumimas and Kali Kandor and
even
Kamal and Dadiba. There are male gallery. I think we've seen 3 women against 1 gentleman because this has happened so. But another point maybe, maybe, I'm just saying it in a very light note, that earlier there was very little money in art. Then there were few people who would be interested in running a gallery. Now there's big money, so there is a lot of big people with big money and men also coming into the gallery scene, if I may say.
Or they give it to their wives to run.
Yeah, hi, I have a question here. We talked about Indians buying international art. But what about the Indian art in the international market? What's the status of Indian art in the international market?
It's very good. Yeah, there are lots of non-Indian collectors looking at it.
But are they just Indians living abroad buying?
No, they're non-Indian.
Also, isn't that a very small percentage?
Yeah, it's a good beginning though.
As I told you, they only knew that there was miniature Indian art. They didn't know there was another contemporary simultaneously art scene coming.
No, I also think that, certain things, like if you see Subodh Gupta, Bharti Khedna, they've been represented by Hauser and Wirth, which is like the biggest and one of the best galleries in the world. That should tell you something. They're not looking at selling to Indians. You're in a global context, then you're with the best artists in the world, you're with the best galleries. So.
But there's very little representation of Indian art in the international museums. There's not much of a presence there, I feel. Is that true?
It's changing now. It is changing. I think the top galleries pushing Indian artists to change. Then, I think a lot of big Indian survey shows have happened over the last 3-4 years. Serpentine had it, Mori Museums had it, Pompidou Centre is going to have it made. And there will be foreign galleries more and more picking up Indian artists, for sure.
Thanks.
I actually have a question. This is concerning ephemeral art and what kind of space that shares in the art market, and maybe Mukesh can kind of, in context of your entrepreneurial need to kind of deliver revenue.
Just say that again.
Ephemeral art.
Yeah.
Art that's not permanent.
That's good.
That's fine. I'm just thinking of an answer. Like that example that I gave, like that installation. It's one of those things that, if you try to make it permanent, it is temporary. It will last. It has a limited lifetime. I guess it has a place. It has a place. I don't know. It's not an easy answer.
It has a place.
Maybe if we talk about performance art as being
because I think it's not commercially, it's not a product. Ephemeral art is not something you can take home, but it's an experience. It's like a visit to a museum. You're not going to take the Mona Lisa home, but that whole vision is there and it's part of history. So ephemeral art is something like that. Like, let's say like Smita Karyapa's performance that we had a few days ago. I think she had a point to make about the environment, and she did it with her projection and what she did. So there are artists who work with impermanent things, and I think it's definitely part of the new media. It's not commercial, but it's there and it's happening. And we have a show that's coming up next month, and it's a glass artist who's working there, and she's creating an ephemeral work which will go as soon as the show is over, because it's not.
I think that's where documentation becomes really important.
Yes.
Whether it's commercial or non-commercial. If you're hoping to make money, you sell photographs of it. If you're not just documenting the show in a catalog, or critics reviewing it, or it's been talked about in important journals, documentation is critical.
That's perfect. Because then I'll just add, we did a show called Looking Glass, and we had an installation by Shilpa Gupta. There was 7,544 these soap bricks, and it was written thread, and it was a giveaway. So it was a stack, this high, this large. Anybody who came to the gallery just took one away. So when you're talking about the documentation of it and everything, and whatever she wanted to say.
I think Bala made a work which was supposed to disappear, which did disappear, and it was a sculpture. It was an entire mask, but it was something that dissolved with what do you call this thing with oxygen, with connection, with contact with oxygen.
Basically
Yeah.
camphor, so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
dissolves in his.
But going back to olden days, also this idol making, what was it? They made the idols, and after that there was an immersion. So they did destroy the art after that. Yeah. See the idols.
So it's not all about keeping things forever,
Permanent.
and I think
So
it's
there
the
is some
experience
worth in
also
kind
there
of
that matters.
having an artwork that is impermanent.
Yes.
Can we say nothing lasts forever?
Yes.
As our including this engaging discussion, but we will take one more question if there is one.
Yeah. Well, it is.
Well, someone who hasn't maybe.
Has there been any discussion around gender and art? Because prominently we see more male artists, and what is the role of female artists? We see women's shows around Women's Day and stuff like that. So do you have any comments?
No, not at all. I mean, I don't think there's a differentiation in the art market. I mean, female artists don't sell for less. In fact, Amita Singh sold very high. So
And women artists don't like to be distinguished as women artists, It's all
I don't think there's a
As
problem.
galleries, do you see any distinction? Because I sometimes see that projection
No,
from galleries.
I think that's a curator's point of view if they want to package something differently. But I don't think in terms of how we work, women artists are different, or in terms of prices, women artists are different. I don't think.
What do you say as an art critic that
No, if a gallery is showing simply the women artists, I think the stand they take is very political. To say, okay,
I think one shouldn't differentiate between a woman and a man artist.
No, it's a very political stand, taken by the gallery. Otherwise, you're looking at art. It
doesn't matter
whether
who's
it's a woman
the
or a man.
artist.
There's absolutely no bias. I mean, that's my assessment and observation. So, absolutely. Locally and globally, I think.
Natish, you had a question.
If there is, like yesterday, India won the match because there was so much external pressure. So if there is nice, sustainable evaluation, re-evaluation and integration of new values by a responsible gang of good critics, maybe there will be a fantastic market pressure to bring out good art which will enter MoMA or some other.
No, I absolutely agree with
I agree with
you.
No, because that's why the art critic is very important.
But
Because
then,
if we have spaces,
art critic also has to be defined as an art critic with a certain knowledge.
I agree. Because like we get young journalists who don't know anything, who are trainees who come to our galleries to review shows. It's very sad. So, maybe we have to start this online magazine for South India. Maybe the time has come.
But Sharon, this is no different from even a lot of artists who like people who claim to be artists, right? Because it's fashionable, it's selling. So I think it's there in every realm. I think in times to come, I think it's going to get sorted. I think we just have to have faith.
Yeah.
It's all going to be good.
Somebody else had a question? Yeah.
Yeah, lady in the back.
I would like to ask that there is a certain group of people who are going towards the gallery, who are into that circle, like who are going to the gallery, who are buying that work. It's all a group. What are those 80% of other people who are the India that they don't know about that these kind of art is going on, these kind of experiments are going on. So what are you all gallery people are doing for those?
You just said that from you have to educate from the grassroots, from school level, college level, everybody should be introduced to art.
The whole awareness, and there have to be innovative programs and things from school itself, right?
I think our audience has become a little restless, or maybe they have some dinner or something.
I'm going to say thank you, then we wait.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'll give my thanks to the audience. Yes, thank you for staying an extra 15 minutes. Obviously, this has been a wonderfully engaging discussion. I thank the moderator for driving it forward and our 4 speakers here today who are also showing here, with the exception of Mukesh, but I'm sure he'll be interested in coming back next year. So please do go and see their exhibitions that are happening in the ballroom here at the Taj. And enjoy Art Chennai. We do have one more speaker session tomorrow. It's in the morning, 11 to 12:30, and that is with some of the artists who are actually in the residency here for Art Chennai. So please do come back to that. It is the last one. So I hope to see you all tomorrow and have a fabulous weekend.
I have a comment to make on the exhibition which is happening here in the ballroom.
Yes.
There's nothing written about the galleries. I think that little write-up about the gallery, goes a long way, for people looking at it to say where they are contextualized and from where they are bringing it. I think that's
Thank you, Ria. I think
that's a great admission.
Yeah, a lot of people were confused yesterday.
Somebody was looking.
They didn't know what is
I myself was confused. I keep asking, which is which and which is
what is what. Yeah. Point no.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.